Welcome back. You've heard it a million times before. The grass isn't always greener on the other side.
Well, today our guest, author and speaker John Markwart is here, speaking exactly to that. Thank you so much for joining us today. And you're here with your second book in the series, so congratulations on that. But the title, The Grass is Browner on the Other Side. Can you kind of tell us what that means? That's going to grab people's attention, obviously.
Yeah, thank you so much. Grass is browner. The opposite. What it means is the grass is green right here. You need to water your own grass, and you can have the greenest grass on the block.
Oh, well, that's pretty simple.
Pretty simple. Live in the moment, right?
Live in the moment. Okay, well, what makes this book different than the first book, and have you expanded? And do you need to read the first book? Do you need to see the first movie before you see the second?
You do not. So I write business books, and I write them in a different fashion. Most of the business books that I've read are always textbook-like, and I tried to do something different. So my first book and my second book, I have explored on adventures and travels, and in this book I travel through 12 different countries, and I incorporate my own adventure and travel into the book to tell travel analogies to explain business concepts.
So what was the inspiration behind it? I think that's what's always fascinating to me when authors sit down and clearly there was something maybe that happened, or you heard enough people saying, oh, I wish I was doing this. And
yeah, thanks. You know, I was working in Silicon Valley, and we were hiring, I say kids right out of college, but we were hiring them right out of college, and this millennial group did not like any of the books I had. I had a whole library, and I'm handing out my business books one by one, and they cannot get through chapter 1, chapter 2, or chapter 3. And I started to ask a lot of questions as far as why. And the story was always the same. It's boring. And what I found is people want to be entertained before they're informed for this generation. So I felt like I needed to earn the right to inform them. So I decided to do something totally different. My first book, I traveled to the island of Cyprus, and I just stayed there and had a whole bunch of adventures and incorporated them into my first book, and I decided to do it again with my second.
But I mean, so with all your travels, you see a pattern in a lot of people going, oh, I wish I was over here rather than being here, or in other words, wishing the grass was greener somewhere else, or thinking it is?
Yeah, and that's where I coach. That's the first principle I coach on, is you've got to believe your grass is the greenest grass on the block. No one's just going to give you that green grass. And I think we're always looking at the neighbor's car or the neighbor's new house. And we've got to believe that the position we're in, whether it be for our career or our personal life, is the best possible place. And we got to make it the best possible place by watering our own grass.
Yeah, I like that. So what would be an example of watering your own grass?
I think specifically, because I talk about careers in business, wherever you're at in your career, if you don't like your job, find the best 3 things you enjoy about your job and concentrate on those and try and do those as well as you can. It will lead you down a path where it might lead you to another job, but at least while you're at your job, you can enjoy your current position.
So you traveled to a lot of different places. Was there one favorite place that really inspired something special in this book?
Yeah, you know, this, I think you're getting to the highlight of this book for me. You know, I had to travel back to Tallinn, Estonia, and I was traveling back there to do an interview with the former Prime Minister, Taavi Rõivas. And I was really excited for that interview, but I was on the island of Cyprus, I was revisiting the island, and I had to go through Istanbul, Turkey. So before I went to Istanbul, Turkey, I reached out to a friend of mine who had lived there for 2 years, and she wasn't living in Istanbul anymore, but she gave me some advice on my travels, and she wanted me to meet her old roommate, and this old roommate ended up becoming my wife. So wow. that's the highlight of the book for me. I mean, it's been an adventure to share my passion and share my writing and share my coaching ability, but getting married to the love of my life and following my passion, you know, led to this.
Yeah, personal life meets professional life. Oh, and you know what?
I love
this leads me to something here. I'm not holding the book, but Chris is. So can you do that?
How does this work?
This has kind of become a popular.
Right,
okay, looks. Oh,
there you go.
Pull the book out a little bit.
With your hand, Chris.
I can't see anything.
You've got to hold your hand out farther. There we
Help me out.
Lisa can help you. Come on, Lisa.
There.
I know.
Perfect.
Like, no. Okay, well, we'll work on that. How fun is that? Where can people find this book?
If you Google Grass is Browner, if you go on Amazon and you search for Grass is Browner, it will come up right away. Or you can, of course, just go to grassisbrowner.com.
I love the title. Very clever and catchy. Thank you so much for joining us today. Good luck with the book.
Thank you, guys.
Stay with us. Coming up On today's show, a Smithsonian exhibit is making its way to the Valley.